What's up, guys? This is Martin here. Today, I'd like to talk to you about social media and how this one mechanism is currently destroying the world. And it has affected all people, not just young people. It has affected people across the whole world, literally. And social media does more harm than good. Like, let me give this example. Imagine if our ancestors had the same technology as we have right now. There's a really high probability that our ancestors would have never progressed to the point where they would have never progressed to the point of our current civilization if they had social media. Like, the effects of social media are off the charts, and it has deceived and warped a lot of people's perception about the world and what's reality for the most part. Like, sure, in my personal opinion, social media is the best and the worst thing at the same time. It's an amazing tool because it allows you to reach a huge amount of people from all over the world. Like, let's say if I want to reach someone from Los Angeles, I can do that in an instant. If I want to contact someone in Johannesburg, no problem, I can do that with a short DM. Let's say if I want to reach someone in Tokyo, boom, one DM and it's sent. That's how quickly it works. And you can also produce a lot of content. You can monetize that content. Yes, that's all wonderful. You can build a personal brand. You can scale your business. You can make a lot of money in a short period of time. Yes, that's amazing. Like, we've definitely, how would I put it into words? Like, we've definitely progressed in that area. Like, it's never been easier to make money and to advance in your career in such a short amount of time compared to the previous generations. And social media has shortened the learning curve drastically. We are literally like the Warren Buffetts of today's society. It's not to sound pompous, but that's how we are. But at the same time, like, let's take Instagram, for instance, here. Instagram is probably the most toxic app out of all of the big social media apps. Like the big ones, like the Facebook, like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. Instagram specifically, I think, is the most guilty of them all. It has warped and deceived, and it has confused most people's reality with the actual reality, if that makes any sense to you guys. Like, when you open the app and you're on the Instagram feed, all you really see is constant comparison between individuals. It's almost like being back in high school or college or middle school, where everyone is competing for status points or cool points or followers, likes, views, on who has the coolest car, who has the coolest house, who lives the most extravagant life, who has the most beautiful wife, who has the tallest husband, the most handsome husband, who travels to the most exotic destinations. And like, I feel like people are just trying to keep up with the people that they see on Instagram. It's crazy. And guys, I don't want to misguide you here. I'm all in for having nice stuff, for having cool shit. That's not what I'm saying here. All I'm saying is that there's so many people out there who have been, I wouldn't say lied to, but algorithm on Instagram is, I don't know if they did it on purpose or if it's been done by accident, but I think it's been done on purpose. I don't think this algorithm and how it keeps showing you that type of content consistently, I don't think it's an accident. It's a malicious intent behind it, probably. But my point is, there's so many people out there who cannot afford that stuff, like the materialistic stuff, but they end up buying these things. Like, they end up going in debt. They overspend on their credit cards, and they just end up being in this perpetual cycle of just trying to keep up with the Joneses on Instagram, in a way, instead of really like sitting down and analyzing your own life and thinking about what it is that you actually want in life and what your total worth and value is. Like, people don't really think about these things nowadays. Like, I had this conversation with my really good friend last week where we were discussing business. Both him and I were sitting at the park bench, and we saw these people who were walking around us. People who were working out, they were biking, they were running. People were, having fun. People were walking around, hiking, all that stuff. And I think he asked me that question. He was like, "Man, Martin, do you think that any of these people who we see around us, do you think they ever discuss these types of topics about what they want their life to look like, about what they want to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Do you think they give it any thought?" I was like, hell no. Like, most people are preoccupied with everything that's around them, for the most part. They don't give these things any thoughts, which is a little bit sad in a way. These people don't ever think about these things because they're preoccupied and distracted by such irrelevant matters that hold no value at all in the bigger picture thinking. Like, let's take Instagram again as an example. I see so many people who care so much about their followers, who are so obsessed with getting more followers, or they completely lose their minds when they lose 10 followers. I'm like, come on, man. Like, why is that? Like, do you really think that these followers are going to care about you in 10, 20, 30 years when Instagram is no longer around, or it gets replaced with a different app, or by AI with something even crazier, right? Maybe we'll get like these goggles with microchips in our brains where we're going to live in this alternate reality or virtual reality. Maybe that's the future, who knows? It is crazy, man. But it's not to bash on social media. Social media is an amazing tool for growth, for content creators and for entrepreneurs. You should definitely utilize it as much as you can. But at the same time, going back to our previous points, there's also the producer-consumer dichotomy, where there's maybe only 1% of people who are actually producing content, who are making money out of it, who are using it for their own good. But there's also the 99% of people who are constantly just consuming content like a sheep. They never validate it. They never check the creator's authenticity, if he's actually real, if he's a living proof of what he or she teaches. There's very little of that, and as a lot of you guys might know, there's a lot of BS on the internet. That's why I only speak about things that I actually know of, that I'm experienced in, like discipline, fitness, mental toughness, and things of that matter, because I've been doing it for a really long time. But some of you guys might think like, oh man, it's like social media doesn't influence me. Social media doesn't control me. Like, guys, like, how stupid are you? How ignorant do you have to be? Like, these apps, again, let's take Instagram as the main example here. How stupid do you have to be to not realize that Instagram is $1 billion company? It's owned by Facebook, and Instagram has hired the best engineers, the best software engineers, the best psychologists, the best mind, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? The best mind programmers that there are. And all of the people that Instagram has hired, they've all of them have worked together on this app to create the best possible algorithm and feed. And you really think that you can trick yourself to not be susceptible to this? Like, it's you're being delusional here. Like, all of the things that you see on Instagram, they are there on purpose. Like, it's algorithm, and the colors you see, the images, the videos, and the images and the videos you see, the shortcuts, the patterns and everything, all of it is there on purpose, and it's to make you stay on the platform for as long as possible, so they can make as much money as they can while you're on the platform. They're basically like banks in a way. They can print money out of nothing. They sell ads. They sell content for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, as of this moment. They print it out of thin air, and you think you can trick them, or you can confuse yourself to not click on the Instagram icon. I mean, it's crazy. Sorry, that was a mosquito on my leg. I don't think social media is the main reason as to why society is collapsing as of this moment, but it definitely plays a part here. Social media, it's like a branch of it's like a complicated branch of a lot of things. It's probably social media, porn, movies, a sedentary lifestyle for most people, or the foods that we eat, the news that we watch, the information that we receive on a consistent basis. Like, it's a whole complicated web of triggers here. Like, a lack of sleep as well plays probably a role. But social media does more harm than good, for sure. Even if you look at, let's take families as an example. How many relationships have fallen apart due to social media? Like, is there an actual statistic that can confirm divorces, broken marriages, lost partnerships because of social media or dating apps? Well, I think dating apps and social media, when it comes to finding partners and so on, they go hand in hand. They're not the same thing, but they're tied to each other in a way. Like, how many women have cheated on their husbands because they saw a better option on social media, and vice versa? How many men have cheated on their wife because they saw a better girl on Instagram? And that's something to think about. And just the general impact it has on kids, the future generation, who are lost and who don't know what to look for, because they never saw a role model in their parents. But it's a complicated issue. It's not just social media exclusively. But I definitely think that social media has played a big part in breaking down the family unit. I don't think social media is the main reason as to why society is falling apart, but it definitely plays a big role here. And the solution to all of this is to get out more in nature. Like just take a look at this. God, the universe, nature has already created all the answers for you. But you have to go out there and look for them. That's why I like the nature or the woods so much. Whenever I go on these long walks, I always get the best ideas. I'm the most inspired. I reflect the most. I really align myself with the purpose of life, which is to set an example for others and be the best possible individual you can be. And it has also been proven that just by walking in the woods for 30 minutes a day, it will raise your happiness levels by at least 40%. I believe it was 40%, because your body releases those happiness hormones. I can't remember the exact term. Some of you guys who are nerds out there will know this. But yeah, go out more in the woods. Just go outside the house, for God's sake. Just do something. Just start walking, because that will raise your self-consciousness. And to end this off, it all starts with you. To solve everything in your life, you have to start within yourself first. That's why society is so messed up today, especially in the dating world. And you see this is so common, you see all these women online who are complaining about that there's no real men out there, that there's very few men who are actually worthy of their attention, and vice versa. That's why there's so many men out there who are complaining about these bitches, and that there's no good women out there, which is, it's completely false. Both parties are wrong. It all has to start with yourself. Are you the person that your potential partner, your future wife, your future husband would look for? Are you that individual? Are you worthy of their attention? Like, think about that for a second. Because in most cases, it's not. Because these people haven't put the work in. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day.